we're on to our green theme for fall. And we're gonna start out with the same pattern that I had over on the orange one, but it's in green. And again, it's from Lindroth Designs. And I absolutely love using these plates. These are one of my absolute favorites it's Majolica. They're from England, and so they work really well on this tablecloth, but I put the other plate beside it or down and behind it to show off and make a difference to give a solid between the pattern to the next pattern, so that way your eyes have a place to rest. And then for the same reason, I like to put the white flowers in the center. The blue kind of disappears a little bit, and you're kind of left with just the green stems and then the white flowers, and obviously it plays off of the plate. And I think that kind of makes it all go together really well. And then I really do love using the green, this Twilly again. I know that it has more color in it, but I just love that dark green, and I think that it looks, it adds like a fresh look. Because this is such an old antique plate, I like to mix in something that's new and something that's old, so that way you get a good vibe all around. Again, the crystal clear water glass is a perfect choice because there's a lot going on with the patterns, and then the green stemmed glass. So remember to use and reuse the things that you have, and don't be afraid, just use them in different ways, and then it always looks like you created something completely different, because basically you did. So again, the white napkins because of all the pattern that's going on, and the white plate under here that gives your eyes a place to rest. And then you'll notice I put a gold coaster underneath. Make sure whenever you're serving cold drinks that you always have a coaster underneath, or your table will not fare well. You'll have a big circle. So make sure you remember those tips. And another thing that you can do is to put a table pad under your tablecloth if you are ever concerned about watermarks. So there you go. There's one of our first green ones, and I'm going to show you some more. All right, let's do the next green table. We are going to use some of my favorite china. It's Heron, and I used a white tablecloth to show you how you can always use what's in your closet, and you can always use white no matter what season it is. And then just decorate your table using your plates. I love to collect 2 plates of different patterns, and that is how I end up with a different variety, and I can mix and match. And so here I have this Heron. It's a solid band with the gold stripe. They're all hand painted, so Heron is always going to be a little more, it's considered to be a luxury brand, so you will pay a little more for it, but the way I collect it I think is a great way so that you get the most out of it, because when you have 2 of each, you can obviously make tons of different tables. Again, I am showing this great Twilly, which is a scarf. After you take it from the table, you can wear it around your wrist, you can wear it around your neck, it can be tied onto a handbag, and it makes a really great gift. So I love this. I use a lot of bows out of regular ribbon, but I'm just a big fan. This is Swells, and it's called Shop Swells on Instagram. And I'm a big fan of it because it can be something that you keep using, and it's just a really great gift. So instead of ribbon, I do love to do that. This is her first one, so she only has one, so I can only use one right now. But my plan for the future is to continue to be able to use those for gifts and for table settings all in one. So you'll see that I used a blue candle holder. It's the glass, and I chose the blue to give a little bit of contrast with the green. And I have the yellow and the blue and the green and the flowers with a little touch of pink. And then for the glasses, I did a matching set, and I have a water glass, and then this could be like a signature cocktail. And I know a lot of times people don't know what to do with their cocktails if they're not finished. So just let them bring it to the table. It matches, it looks nice, and it's okay if it's not exactly perfect. If you're not sure what to do with it, I would suggest setting a tray on some side table and just letting people drop them off so that they're not bringing them to the table. But I know for me, a lot of times my friends are not finished with their cocktails when it's time to have lunch, or dinner, and so I just let them bring it. This is more of a lunch setting. It's light, bright, airy, and simple. And I love adding extra flowers around, so if you ever are not sure, like if you feel like your table's missing something, I would always just add in a low, small thing of dainty flowers. And again, I use the gold flatware, which always makes everything shine. So one of my typical trains of thought is to always make sure you have something metal on the table. And so I obviously have the gold flatware, but that's mimicked in the glasses and on the plates. And there you have it. For our next green table, I am going to show you a Grand Millennial style. It's all the rage right now on Instagram, so you're going to love how kind of over the top. It's a lot of maximalism and lots of feminine, just flowers and ruffles and things like that. So I hope you enjoy this one. It's all green with a little touch of blue, and of course I'm continuing to use the same flowers that we've talked about. But I want to show you how you can take these ideas and transform them into another look. So here we have our Grand Millennial place setting, and I started with this blue and white place mat from Fenwick Fields, and it's actually one of my favorites. I use it a lot. You'll see it all throughout the year, but I use them at Christmas too, which I know people always think that's funny, but it has this garland that always makes me kind of feel like it's a Christmas garland as well. So I love it for lots of uses. Okay, so I'm going to start again with those hair-end plates that I told you about. This one is the fish scale, and it is it's one of their more delicate hand-painted ones. So just be aware that they are very fragile, and you want to take really good care of them because they are hand-painted. And then I'm going to top it with this vintage plate. I love the gold on it, how it also works well with that same pattern in there. And then I wanted to do a dessert in these fancy little fun, they're kind of mid-century modern champagne glasses. So that I would do like a little chocolate souffle, maybe a pot de creme, or you could even do ice cream with a really like a home-baked cookie on top. It would be really fun. No matter what you serve, they'll love it just because it's in a different glass, and it's just the presentation, you know how that works, is always half the fun. So the other little detail that I want to show you are these salt cellars. These are antique or vintage salt cellars. So I found these at Scott's Antique Market. That's where I often find them. I also get them at Parker Kennedy Living. They have lots of those too. And you just fill it with salt and you put a tiny spoon in, and they can use it as they like. You also could use it for little candies if you prefer. So again, the gold flatware, and then I used the white napkin and just placed it to the side. That helps get your setting all put together and ties it all, and it's sort of that more formal, more very feminine, very girly, either dinner or lunch. For the glasses, I used the crystal, our wedding crystal, which is Waterford, and again, just wanted to put a coaster under it because it helps save the table. So there you go. I hope you love the Grand Millennial style and the look. Don't be afraid to layer all the different patterns. It works because of the different sizes of the patterns, and it's just kind of a fun way to get to use all the china in your china cabinet. Okay, for our last green table, I'm going to show you a mix of green and blue because, as you can guess, I'm going to do a blue and white table for you eventually for fall. So this will be a kind of a lead-in to it, but I'm going to start with some more of this heron china, and this is a little bit fancier, but I think it works great for any sort of dinner party. I want to show you how I'm layering in this. So you have this, it's called Chinese Bouquet, and it is in green. And then I am putting in the same pattern but in blue. And that way it pulls in to this on the table, the blue placemat. And then I love, again, serving something like a dessert or any sort of thing, any sort of fun idea to even get it started, get the party started. Sometimes I'll put something silly in there like popcorn, just anything that is unexpected, but I love to use these little tiny cups that I've had since they're glasses. that I've had since my kids were little, and I bought them because they were small like they were, and I used to serve them little treats in them. So I got those at an antique store, and again, it's probably depression glass, and so they make for great little unique pieces for your grown-up dinner plates and dinner tables and all of that too. So they're not just for kids, but I love using them. And so what I'm going to do is just show you around and how I added in the green glass. That green stem gets a lot of use out of my cabinet. And then I love these water glasses. They're brand new. They're I forget who makes them, but they are just painted. They're hand painted gold leaf at the bottom, so they're hand wash. And then I added in the white flowers to kind of settle everything down, and then the blue vase again will be like a great place just for your eyes to come to a rest, because there are a lot of flowers going on. But I don't mind that if you don't mind maximalism. So if you're one of those people who enjoys minimalism, you'll want a different tabletop. But for those of you and those of us who love to just kind of let it all kind of go over the top, then this is the kind of tabletop that makes it a really fun table to set, as well as enjoy a nice meal. So here we have it. I would say this falls into that Grand Millennial style, but always remember to make it your own no matter what, and never be afraid to mix and match.